Hey my fellow diamond friends, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kalikaloo on the internet, and I also go by the name of Kali. And I'm happy that you found your way to today's Wip&Sip&Chat. So if you're new to diamond painting, or if you're just not familiar with the term, WIP stands for work in progress. So I'll be working on this beauty here from Diamond.Dotz. A little bit more about that later. And it's like a Wip&Sip&Chat, which means that I'll be talking to you while I work on this project. So this is the perfect time for you to get also out your own canvas and to work on that one, or to just do whatever you want to do while I work on this canvas and while I chat with you. So what's also important part of my Wip&Sip&Chat is the sipping part. So I got some black tea for me today. So whatever you're doing, just get something to drink and always think about staying hydrated. Really important. So I'll be working on this beautiful canvas. It's called Woman in Gold. Let me show you a little bit. So I finished the bottom part of it. It's a Woman in Gold. It's actually a painting done by Klimt, pretty well-known artist, and it's done by Diamond.Dotz, like I told you guys. So the canvas is with round drills. So I'll be working on this one. It has been such fun to work on this one ever since I started. I'll be working on this section here. Let's see how far we go. It depends. I have not really fixed any point where I want to get to while I talk to you guys. That's just what I want to do. So I think it will be a little less stressful than my September long project, but a little bit more about that later. I also will be working with this pan. You have seen this in the more recent videos. It's just that I have a go-to pan, and at the moment it's this one, the one I bought from Amazon. I think it looks pretty, like bubble gum. I really like this one, so I'll link it down below with the canvas as well. So, but let's get started. I try to zoom in a little bit more, make you see actually the section that I'll be working on. Let me see if this happens like I want it to happen. And you should be able to actually see something. Okay, more or less. If it's not possible, I have to zoom out. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you will be seeing. Okay, so I'm all set up here. So yeah, this cover minder here, I got it with a painting from Diamond Art Club, if you should be wondering. I've been working on this section a little bit yesterday evening while I was waiting for my boyfriend to come home. So I've done already a little bit, but like the special drills, I have not done them yet for this part, so you're going to see that. What I like to do is when I do a diamond painting like this one, I really like to just get the color at the bottom, which is not like a special drill, because I kind of keep like the special drills. You will see them in an instant. Everything that's like golden like these, I keep them at the end, because if I multi-place and I'm like not the light heavy, I'm really heavy pressuring diamond painter. I don't know what you say it. Like I use my force if I put down my drills. So if I multi-place, I don't want to kind of destroy like these diamonds or the special coat that's on top of them by just placing my other drills around, because I push them down and I'm always afraid it will take off the coat if I pressure too hard. So I just place them at the end, so I'm sure that I won't just ruin everything I've done. So I always keep them at the end, and you see these are the K symbols, but I filled out already the other symbols that are around. So that's the way I work. Like I just take the color at the bottom and then I work from there to the top of the row. And so I just, until I get done every color of my little part that I'm working on. So that's how I usually tend to work on a canvas like this. The last time I did a Wip&Sip&Chat was actually during my September long, and it started off pretty nice because I kind of got used to doing like these long Wip&Sip&Chats where I was just working on a part and talking to you, telling you a little bit about my day. But unfortunately I got sick, so I went back to school and I really don't know what happened, but when I came back at the end of the week, I kind of felt sick. I was like, oh no, my throat is hurting. And I was like, okay, it has been like 2 months that I have not had classes, so maybe I'm no longer used to talk so much because I'm more of a quiet person in general. So I was like, maybe that's why my throat hurts, so I'll go with it like patiently. I took some of these, like, you get these, what do you call it? It's like drops, like not drops, but like kind of candy like that for your throat. You just eat it and it takes away, makes it less sore. It's with honey or stuff. And so I was taking these for a day, and I was like, okay, it's kind of okay. But then at Friday, when I was like leaving school, I felt so sick, and I was so happy when I was home. I was like, okay, this can be everything and it can be nothing, but I wanted to be sure because like I should be seeing my grandpa and my mom this weekend. So I was like, let me just make a quick test. My test came back like negative. The first one I did on Saturday. So I was like, okay, it's just I got a cold because it was cold and all. But then on a Sunday, I was like, this is like kind of, my throat does hurt for sure, but it's not like the usual thing. Like, it felt different than the usual. I get often like, when I'm sick, it's often my throat that hurts. So I was like, I know that feeling, and this does not feel right. And I already had that sensation once. And that was when I got COVID from my friend who just like passed it on to me. And I was like, oh no. So I was not convinced it was just a cold. And on Sunday, I just did another test. And by then my voice was more or less already gone completely. And it turned out that it was actually COVID because I tested positive again. And I was like, okay, that's it. That's COVID again. And so I canceled everything with my mom and all. I contacted school. I told them that I tested positive and stuff. And I already like kind of fixed an appointment. Like I just auto-declared myself. I don't know if this is the same in other countries as well. But here, if you have like a positive rapid test like that, you just have to declare yourself, and they will send you a paper where you can go to like do a real PCR test and get tested by them. And if that one turns out positive as well, you just get like an isolation sheet and you don't have like to go to work and stuff. That's how it happens here. So I filled out that form. I told them, yeah, I got a self-test. I've been self-testing and it was positive and stuff. And they were like pretty quickly, like the next morning I had like this paper where I could just contact a center where I wanted to go to get tested. What's nice in my city is it's not a big city compared to other countries, but for my country it's still a big city. So we have like our own test center there, and I could just drive through it. So my boyfriend, he drove me through it, and I kind of like, it was done in like super quickly, like a few minutes it was done. And I got home back and I felt so sick. So I was just laying in bed mostly of that day. And yeah, so I got a test the next morning, and indeed it was like positive. Of course it was positive. So I contacted school again. I told them, yeah, it's positive. I will send you already the paper I've got, and so on and so on. And later on they called as well. Like our test service was calling, and they were telling me to just they were asking how I was doing and stuff, and if I knew where I got it. And the thing is, I don't really know where I got it, but at school there are so many people who are sick that I think that it's possible that I got it from there. I don't know. So that was that. That's what, well, I was like, at the same time I was trying to finish my Wip&Sip&Chat and all of my project for September long. I was like, already I was frustrated with the canvas because it was definitely not good looking and it was definitely not worth the price. You will see it in my post review. If you have not seen it, you can go check it out. That's my opinion about that canvas. Of course, it was a canvas I bought from AliExpress. It was not a canvas, the official canvas from Diamond Art Club. But I was so frustrated when I finished it because like it was such a pain to work with it because of popping drills and stuff. And it was just no fun, and it did not turn out super nice either. So I was really sad about that actually. Let me just take like here the special drills for you guys now. And yeah, that's that. So that was like kind of not the best moment, I guess. And I was really sad because I had started off this project and I really wanted to finish it. So I kind of pre-registered some videos at the end because I felt just like if I get really sick now with Corona, I don't want to be like, I don't want to stop that project. Like it was like I did one video a day where I was working on one part of my canvas and I did it for like 30 days. And I really wanted to finish it. And even if I did not like the picture or how it turned out, I really, really wanted to finish that project. And I did finish it in the end, but I felt like so sad because my objective was like to do a Wip&Sip&Chat every other day. And I felt like I could not do that because of Corona, because I lost my voice kinda. So this was really sad, and I think I would have enjoyed like talking more, but I just could not. And there were so many things that were going on that I wanted to talk to you guys about. And yeah, in the end, I just could not because of, yeah, not having a voice to talk to you guys. So this is like the crystals. Can you see? Very pretty. So, so pretty. So, so shiny. I really like them. I had never had crystals in any canvas before, and I feel like they look really, really good. So I'm happy to use them. And there are so many of them. There were like 2 baggies. And you can see them like really throughout the whole canvas. They have such a nice sparkle to them. Really, really pretty. So yeah, that was like my Corona time. So I tested positive. I stayed home. I tested positive from Sunday to Saturday. Saturday evening was the first time that I tested negative, and I had to test twice. So I tested like negative once more on Sunday, and then I could go out. And I was happy because on Sunday actually it was Father's Day here. So we had actually planned to go eating with my grandpa because like my parents are divorced, so I have no longer any contact with my father. And I kind of got my grandpa's replacement, and I don't say replacement, but like he kind of had that role throughout my entire childhood. Like he was like the figure that I was looking up with stuff like, I don't know. And I really like him and I really care about him deeply. So he kind of, every Father's Day I kind of make him some present. And so I got for him, when I tested negative, I got him some, what do you call it actually? He never wants anything material. He just wants like something to eat or something like that. So I got him some kind of special type of beer that were locally brewed and that are like he had never tasted before. He likes to have sometimes a beer when he watches food. So I told myself that like soccer, if you know, not like the American football, but like the normal soccer, European soccer. And so I bought him like a variety of beers, different kinds. And with it came, it was prettily packed. So they put in some snacks with it, and also local snacks, of course. And they also put in, what do you call it, like some candy as well, local candy and stuff. So I think he really, really did like it, and I was happy that it pleased him. That was the most important part, I guess. So I was happy that I could be part of that. But in the end, like on Sunday, we went there for a short time, only to just give him like the presents. My mom was also there, and her brother was there, like his real children. And so he received some presents, and he was really happy. We also had like what we call aperitif, which means that we just kind of drank a glass of champagne together, and afterwards everyone just like had dinner. But I decided not to stay with them. Like my mom and my grandpa, they just kind of spent the day together. They went like to a place in Germany that they like, next to it's not really a river, it's more like a lake. And yeah, they ate there and stuff, but I decided not to go there because I was still feeling a little bit sick. And yeah, so we decided to just go eat together, all together, this Sunday that's coming up now. So I'm really looking forward to that. And we will be going to the restaurant that we actually did not get a place here. We could have gone, because initially, like I told you guys, we should have gone eat together in a restaurant. But the thing is, like, it was Father's Day, and I feel like if you go to a restaurant, and like we always like to go in the one to the one that's close to where we live. It's in a forest, and they have like really delicious food. But I feel like for holidays, like Father's Day and stuff, the menu is so expensive. Of course, it's like, it's not really, it's really higher quality that they do. They have like really good food and stuff, but no one was willing to pay like 80 euros just to have like the food and no drinks that day. So that was not what we wanted. So in the end, we decided not to go there and to just go there on this Sunday that's coming up now. And I think that's fine as well. So we'll be having a good time, I guess. And we have the same food, but like less expensive as well. I really like food, but I often am not willing to pay as much for just food, because I like eating, but I don't like eating as much to pay as much for just one meal. Or like, okay, you would have been like 2 meals and stuff, but still, I want to keep my money for different things, like not really food in a restaurant. I really don't like going to restaurants in the first place. From time to time, it's fine, but I'm really not that person that would love to go to restaurants every day. I really would hate that. Always have been like this. Kind of weird, I guess. Most people love to go there, but I'm just like, no, we've been already. So yeah, that was my Sunday, and after that, on Monday, I went back to work, and it was so hard to go back to work. Like, I've been back the week just before. It was actually go back to school. It was back to school time. So I have seen most of these kids only for a week, which means like 1 or 2 times, some 3 times, but that was it. And it felt so weird to be gone already, like in the second week of back to school time. Of course, it was not my choice. I had to stay home because of COVID, but it felt like a break somehow, and it was hard getting back to it. And on Monday, it's not my longest day that I work, but I still felt so tired when I came back. And yeah, I was really kind of zoned out, and I went back to sleep. I was filming some videos for this week that have already been gone up, and I felt just so tired. And I fell asleep pretty quickly that night. So I don't know if it's because of the corona still, or if it's just like me being too tired, not sleeping that well at the moment. I really can't tell. We will see. I will keep you updated on that. I really hope it's not like a consequence of the coronavirus. But I talked to my friend at work today, and she had the virus a week earlier, so she was back to work last week, but then I got it, so I have not seen her for a while. And she was like, she still feels like super sleepy. Even now, after she's been back for like a whole week and stuff, she still goes home and she's still super tired. So I really hope that I will be going back to normal. I did not have that after the first infection, because this is unfortunately the second one, like I told you guys. So yeah, I really hope it won't stay. But we will see, I guess. So this is like the golden one I told you guys about. It's so pretty, isn't it? And it's sprinkled out throughout the whole canvas, like you can see. It's really throughout everything. So I really like working on that one. It makes it so shiny. And yeah, what did I want to tell you guys? Oh yeah, when I went to my class, like I have like this one class. It's the third year that I have them. And it's their very last year as well, so I have to prepare them for their final examination in May. And they are like, I really like them, and I would be so sad to let them go, because like I had them like 3 years out of their 7 years, and it was like one of my first classes I had in that school. So I'm really attached to them, and they are really kind and sweet. So when I got back, like now from school, from my break, like I say it's a break, but like for my corona break, I got back, and like there were so many colleagues that missed me and that have asked me how I've been doing, if I've been fine and stuff. But like most of the kids are always happy, because when I'm not there, they kind of get like, either if they are big enough, like the older kids, they are getting like free, so they can go home earlier if it's the last hour, stuff like that. If they are a little bit younger, well, they have like what we call surveillance, so there will be another teacher or someone who takes care of them when I'm not there. And so most of them were actually pretty happy, I guess, smaller ones especially, that I was not there, so they were free. They could go home, or they could just like watch videos or do whatever. But when I came back, like the older ones, I always use, whenever I go to class, I kind of first thing I ask them is how they are doing, because I really like to know if there's something that's going on, if they had a good week, or I really want to know, because it's not just like I ask for asking, it's really I ask to know. And if there's something up, we can discuss maybe, or try to clear out a problem or whatever it is, because I feel that's important before you start. Otherwise, like, they will have also these ideas in mind, and they kind of stay focused on that. So it's just me who does that. I got a feedback last year from a class who told me, or 2 years ago even, let me just get a sip, that most teachers don't even ask them how they are doing. They just come in and they start right away. And for me, it's quite normal to ask them how they are doing, to just like, I feel if you meet someone as well, you also talk to them, and you also want to know how they are doing, right? So same one goes for me, and in class as well. I think that it's quite polite or normal to ask someone how they are doing, but apparently it's not as common as I thought it would be. So we finished this section off. You can see it here. Can you see the shimmer? Like all these golden drills. So pretty. So let me continue here. I don't know, I want to section this off again, or if I'm just going to work on it. I think I'll just be working on it. It will be a bigger section though. I'm not going to finish it on camera, I think. Let me just quick break, because there's like a phone call coming in. Okay. So, what was I about to tell you? Oh yeah, so many people just don't ask them how they are doing, and for me it's kind of normal to just ask them if they're alright, if they've spent a good week, or so on. Just normal stuff, like, I guess. I have to fill this up. So, yeah, for me it's normal, and they were like kind of surprised when I told them that for me it's normal, but apparently most teachers don't do that. But yeah, so I asked them when I came back, like my big ones, the one class that I had for 3 years. So I asked them, have they had a good week? Because like there are also 3 new kids. I say kids, they are already a little bit older. Like there are 3 new students that came in that class that joined us, who do their year another time, second time, and that have changed school. So I was curious about them, and I asked if everything was alright, if they had like just started a good week, because I wasn't there last week and I knew that they had started then. So just to see if everything was alright for them, if there were no problems, otherwise I could help them. But everything seemed kind of okay. And when I said, like, I asked them, how are you and stuff, there was like that one student that told me, yeah, man, we are fine, but how are you? And this made me laugh so much, because yeah, I was sick, but I had already forgotten that I was sick. Like, and she was like, yeah, you disappeared for like a whole week. And we were like, oh no, what is she having? What's wrong with her? And why? What? And I was like, okay, no worries. So I told them like that I had corona, and they were like, oh no, again? And I was like, yeah, I don't know where I got it from. And they were like, oh no, but you had it already. And they know that I was like super careful the first time around, and then I got it. And yeah, so I have had them for 3 years, like I say. So we ran through the whole pandemic together, and I tried to support them with stuff last year when they went through difficult times. So they know that actually they can talk to me about most of the things. I will listen, and if I can and if I'm allowed to, I will help them. So it depends on what it is, of course. But yeah, so they were like really, oh no, they wanted to know if I was alright. And it was not just because you have sometimes like kids that ask you a lot of questions just to make the time go by and not work, but I really felt like it was honest. And they were really like wondering if I was doing alright, if I was okay and stuff. So this felt really nice. This makes me always happy if I can see that actually, you know, as a teacher, there's a lot of time I invest in whatever I do. And I really want to make it good, like my work, I really want to make it good. And also for the kids, I really try to get the best out of everything I do, so that they can actually learn stuff. And I always try to explain things to them the best way I can, or to re-explain stuff so that they will understand it. And it's so good. Like, I don't know, I think I told you guys that school changed a lot from back when I was at school. It was really more about teaching, and I feel that like nowadays, especially in the school that I am, it's also a lot of a social job. So we have a lot of kids with difficulties, or with that live in difficult situations or stuff. So it's not just like you do your work and you go home. No, there is actually a lot of stuff you have to do, and you have to deal with their problems or help them, or just be there to listen to them and stuff. And this can be also a little bit hard on a teacher. So I think it's always nice to see if you get something back, like a positive. I'm not saying like things really. I feel like it's more that you get, like, if you invest so much of your time, you really try to help them, you invest yourself to make them advance a little bit in whatever it is, if it's school or if it's their private life or whatever. It's so nice to see them actually get back at you with like this positivity. And that always makes me happy, and it shows me that I do my job right, the thing I do, I really see that they understand what I try to tell them. Yesterday I had like my small ones, the really little ones that just entered my school. So they came from primary school, they are now in secondary, and so they were there, and they come from a whole other mindset. Like they are not used to it yet, so they ask a lot of questions, and I don't know why, but I feel like they try also more, like they try to know the limits and stuff. They they have no filters sometimes. So I teach like a language, so we have like I ask them to just learn new vocabulary. We saw the vocabulary, and I ask them to just rewrite it. Like usually here, what we do, we are bilingual, so they have like the vocabulary in French and in German. Usually they understand the German one, but they don't understand the French one, or it's more complicated for them. Well, this is how it was at my time. I think that nowadays French is more easy for them than actually German, so maybe this is something we should rethink and reconsider. But it's like basic words. So the problem for me is that often they can't really, they know the words in French, but they can't write them, because like French orthograph, like how you write stuff, is actually pretty complicated, because you don't write it like you say it, or there are different ways that have the same sound but that spell completely different. And I often see that when they write, because I see that they don't understand what they're actually writing, or they just write it like they hear it, or yeah. So for me, it's really important that they already know how to write a word, because if they don't know how to write it, they will always like kind of guess the word, what it will be like, and they will never write it the correct way. So I asked them as a homework to just like write down again the whole vocabulary that we've seen. It's not that much actually. It's a few words like, and they were like, oh, that's a lot, really, why? Oh no, but that doesn't make sense. And I was like, listen, I'm not here to make your life hard. I'm not here to just give you homework without any sense. Let me explain this to you. So I tried to explain them that actually I don't want them to write that down just because, hey, so you're occupied and your Friday or whatever time you want to do it, you actually you can't play on your FIFA or whatever you're playing at. You have to write the vocabulary just to make me happy. And that's not how it works. And that's also what I told them. I told them it's actually just for themselves that I do that. It's so that they can write later on that word and they don't spell it the wrong way, because otherwise I know that some words they already know, they will skip them, or they will kinda know them, but they don't know how to write them. And I'm completely honest, I know that even one time is not enough. But I know that if I ask them to write them at least one time, and they take the time to do it the correct way, at least they have written it one time. I know that many for the like class papers are not going to look at them again. I really know that. And it's okay, because at least I know that they've seen them once, and maybe I have like kind of call them their attention towards a point that's more difficult. Maybe they will remember that. And I can't just sit down and study the vocabulary for them. That's not something that I can do. Not that I want to do it, but it's not something that I can do. That's a work that they have to do for themselves. But what I at least can do is make them write it, and at least have seen it actively one time. So as long as it's not their brother or sister that writes it, I'm already happy. So we'll see how that goes. So I gave them that homework on Monday, and I gave it them for the next Monday. So they have a lot of time. They can't just say, oh, you gave it to us and it's for like the next day. That's something that I never do. But like that, they have time to organize themselves. If they have, for example, sports or whatever, I don't know. So they can see how they want to organize the whole thing. And I think that's also a way to responsible them. Like they get like more autonomous. I don't know what you call it. Like they can work for themselves. They know how to organize their lives more, because they also know that, I don't know if it's the same system in other countries, but we have like here the right, since we work with 60 points, to at the end of the trimester, semester, whatever, to just give them either 4 points maximum, or to take away 4 of their points. And I told them that whenever I give them a homework, it's really not to just take away their free time. It's really to help them out with the language, to make them learn something. And I told them, so if they don't do it, you can always forget something once, because sometimes I also forgot stuff. That's completely normal, that is human. So if you forget something once or twice, there's no problem. But if you forget your homework like 3 times or on a regular basis, I am forced to take away like a point of their like end note. So for the semester, not for the year. So I think that this is okay, because later in life, whatever they will be doing, they also have like responsibilities. And like I said, it's okay to forget something 1 time or 2 times. They have that right, everyone has that right. And usually what I do, if I forget, for example, it already happens that I took like the wrong book or something, just because, I don't know, I was tired, or I had like a headache the day before when I was packing my backpack or stuff. That happens. And usually when I go to school then, and there's like a kid that has forgotten, well, lucky him, because I have forgotten something as well. So I don't I don't know the word. I don't take this in consideration for the end note. So that day is like, even if the whole class has forgotten something, I don't care. We do the class and I won't write it down. Just so they know. And it has to be responsibility. For me, it's like really important that they learn that. And if you start like early on, you kind of like you kind of get through it earlier, so you can actually work it out for yourself, find a method and such. I know that sometimes it's difficult for some kids. Let me get another sip. I mean, it's easier for the kids where like parents don't maybe work the whole day, and oh no, this is the color I really hate. You can see that these are all packed together. I had to jam actually sand in it to make them stick less together. I still don't know what this is actually. You know, Diamond.Dotz sometimes has a lot of static in the drills, like in these ones, and then the drills stick together like that. And I really have not found, like some people talk about dryer sheets, but I'm sorry, but I still don't know. It's not my like mother tongue. I took a look at it. I really don't know what dryer sheets are. I don't even know if that exists here. I really am not sure. So let me know if you're from Europe, and if there is like dryer sheets, something that I actually know. If there is something we have that's similar, or if you have a brand, please let me know in the comments down below, because I really don't know what dryer sheets are, even after Googling it. Sorry, I have the hiccup. So yeah, that was that. So I know that it can be like a little bit harder for these kids, but we try to do our best, right? And I think I'm fair with it. So I really try to be fair. Really important for me as well. So yeah, that was that. That was like my back to school after having COVID. It was nice, and at the beginning I was like, oh no, it's like another holiday break, like I'm back from holidays, even though it was really, I was sick and I was mostly lying in bed and stuff, and I was happy to go out again, but it felt like still there's the end of a holiday again. And it's always hard, I feel, if you go back to work after that. But in the end, I was really happy to be back. It kind of gives me a purpose, and I'm really happy when I'm at school and I can teach stuff, and I see that kids actually, I have this interaction with them. I really like to have interactions with them. It makes it more fun life, you know. Because otherwise I'm mostly a person that likes to stay home, like you see diamond paint and stuff. So being at school, that changes a little bit, that routine I have. So yeah, that was my back to school after COVID. But there is one story that I still wanted to tell you before I go. And that's what happened while I had COVID, actually. So I was telling you guys that my neighbors, you know, the new neighbors, they were doing some work in their bathroom and stuff. And during my September long, I had to change, like, I had to go to my mom's place for some videos because they were just like drilling so hard and I could not hear anything and such. And when they started, I was like, okay, so they are going to drill. Before they do that, I'm just going to take some pictures of my wall because you never know, you know? You never know if there's someone who is working on a wall and you have the wall next to it. So I was like curious and I was really careful and I was taking like my pictures of my beautiful wall that has been like painted more recently. I had it done last year when I moved in. And so it was right before I got sick. I think it was on, what day was it? It must have been Monday then when I saw it. So I went there because I received like a letter from the commune where they were like saying that I have to pay my water and stuff. And there was like something that seemed I had not seen yet on my bill. So I was like, okay, I was curious. I wanted to go grab my thingy where I put all of these like bills in it and I wanted to compare it. And when I took out like my, what do you call it? Like it's like a big paper thingy. I took it out and I took a look at the wall because it was in like one of these IKEA shelves and there was like so much dirt. It was like there were like a few dark points and I was like, what the heck is this? Is this like some insect? Yeah, sometimes in summer you have like the flies. If they are sitting on your wall, they like kind of do their business, you can have like these small dark points. And I was like, what the heck? Was there like a fly that actually made the business on my wall? But it was like too big of a place for that. And I was like, no, that's impossible. So I take out everything out of this shelf. And that's when I saw it. Actually, my whole wall on the down part of it was like ruined. Literally, there was like a whole bubble, like multiple bubbles at the bottom part where my shelf was placed. Like the whole wall was just like bubbles. So there were bubbles on my wall and I was like, what the heck is that? And I was like, oh no, I could already see it. I was like, oh no, that's water. Oh no, they like just drilled through my wall. And I was so exasperated about it. So I was like, oh no, what happened? And I was so sad and angry at the same time. And I was like, I knew it. When I heard them drill, I just knew it. So I went there, pretty nice and calm. I just went there and of course the neighbor was not there, but his brother was there. So I told him, yeah, I'm sorry to bother you. I don't know what you're doing, but actually I just took a look at my wall, you know, that's next to the bathroom they are renovating, and they are like, my wall is kind of ruined. And he was like, oh, okay, okay, I'm going to call my brother. I'll call you right back. So he actually took the phone and he called his brother, and then he came back and he told me that, yeah, he gave me his brother's number so that I can't contact him. He was back at work. So I should take a look at that with him, but I should call him right away. So I called him. And his brother picked up the phone immediately and he was like, yeah, I'm so sorry that they ruined your wall as well. Yeah, well, they also drilled through times through my own walls. And I was like, okay. Okay. And he was like, yeah, I don't know what they did. But yeah, you see, it's like, I'm so sorry. Let me kind of contact them and they will get back at you and they will repair it immediately and stuff. So he contacted them and I was like, dude, if they work like that and they made other drill like holes inside your own wall where you did not want them, I don't want them to repair or do anything with my wall, you know. But call them, let them come and let them see what they did. So he called them and apparently they would get back at me, but they never did. And then I got corona And he was like getting super angry because they did not contact me again. They had finished it all up. He had sent me pictures, and his bathroom does look lovely, while my wall just looks like garbage. And with all these like holes. And I was so afraid because I called like the guy that's taking care of like my insurance and stuff for my house. And he was like, yeah, you know, if it's water, it can worsen. And I was like, thank you, I knew that, but I really don't hope that will happen. So I took an eye out for that, and it's been 2 weeks now, and it has not grown yet. Like the bubbles are still the same bubbles throughout, like at the whole place of my wall, like the whole length of it, there are these bubbles, big bubbles, like really big bubbles. But at least like yeah, it did not grow because like I took my not my Sharpie, but like my pencil, and I drew on the wall because it's ruined anyway. So I just drew like the shape of it to see if it would grow, but it did not grow. And in the end, finally, there was one person, a responsible person, that came and had a look at it. And he literally told me that, yeah, he drilled through that wall. And when they were installing like the toilet, so there was some water just getting out, but he would like repair it immediately. And I was like, no dude, no. No, you don't do anything here, you don't do that. I will take it. Like I contacted my insurance, and they told me like water damage. Like the problem is I could have easily asked them to repair it, but then if something else happened, I would have had to take a look with them. And I would have like to, if there was something that was not correct, like they would paint another color that I wanted or that I had, like I would like have to accept that kind of, or take a look with them and get like to talk to them and stuff. So it would be super complicated. Just if something happened, maybe it would go all right, I don't know, but I don't trust them. If they have like to drill, if they drill 2 times through the wall of my neighbor where they don't have to drill through, I'm not trusting them. So I was like, no, I don't do that. I will take it on my own insurance. Like I don't have to pay because they will contact my neighbor. So there's no problem with that. I don't have to pay for any damage or stuff that I'll be doing, but I will choose like the company I'm working with, and I will go get back at my the painter that actually did my wall. I will let him come. Can take a look at it. He can take a look and see if it's really water damaged. If there's something I have to do, he can tell me about that. And he probably works with someone. So if there's something I have to repair in the wall, they can do it. Otherwise, like my painter should be able to do it. He did already something for my other walls when I moved back in, so that should be fine. And in that case, it's also more easy. Like I can use like my own insurance, so they will take care of it. They will handle it, and if there's a problem, they will take care of it. And it's not like me against some enterprise or like whatever it is. So yeah, I just saw it coming when I heard them drill the first time around, and I was still so lucky that I actually noticed it, that I went there, that I saw my bill, and I was like, there's something I don't understand, and that I wanted to compare it. Otherwise, since it was behind my shelf, I would not even have noticed it until it was too late. And then I don't know if I could have contacted my insurance at all. So I was still lucky about that. And I'm thankful to my commune for just sending me over this bill and for me not being sure about it. So I'm really happy about that. And my neighbor, he was really, really sorry. And yeah, but there's not much he can do. And afterwards, he still said they did a good job. And I feel like, dude, I'm not sure. Well, I don't know if they are related or stuff like that, or if his father works for the company or so. But yeah, I would not ask them to do anything in my home. Really not after that. They did not work that well. I'm sorry. Even though they helped me opening my door when I had like need of that, like I told you guys in my Wip&Sip&Chat during my September long project, so they were pretty kind about that. But no. They destroyed enough. No, thank you. Thank you very much. So yeah, that was the story that I really wanted to talk to you guys about. I think that I just go to finish my tea pretty quickly now, and that I'll be go walk my dogs. I still have a lot to prepare for school, so I think this is it for the Wip&Sip&Chat today. But I really hope that you enjoyed today's video and that you got a lot of progress done on your own work if you were working on anything, or that you just could listen to my voice and that I could keep you company with whatever you were doing. So if you liked today's video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. And if you have anything to say, like if this happened to you as well, please let me know in the comments down below. I'm sure I asked other questions as well, but I forget them as always, as usual. So just let me know in the comments down below. Write me something nice. I always love reading your messages. It cheers me up and shows me that you actually watched my video and that I did not just talk to myself for like 50 minutes. But anyway, even if I did, I don't mind. So anyways, if you're new to the channel and you like today's video, also consider subscribing and hitting the bell because so you get informed about anything new that I'm posting. And for the rest, I hope that you have a nice and lovely week. I hope that you stay healthy and I hope that you stay hydrated. Bye guys!